are going to talk about branding. This is one of my most recent favorite things to talk about. It is so important, and I wish that I had known more about branding when I first started my business. So let's talk about what branding is. Branding is basically the personality of your business, the essence of your soul. It's so important. It is anything from your graphics to your colors to your name to how you answer the phone. All of that is encompassed in your branding. Your branding should really be a true representation of you and your business. If you see other people and you're like, man, I really like that, I'm gonna try to roll with that idea, but it's not really you, people are gonna realize that and they're gonna catch on to it and they're gonna be like, hashtag fraud alert, and they're not gonna know what's going on. So you want to create a representation of you and your business that is appropriate and fitting. The best representation of yourself, I guess. And this is another big thing. You can inadvertently, is that how you say that, inadvertently? I think it is. You can inadvertently give yourself a bad brand. If you have bad customer service, if you met someone on the street and somehow your business came up and you were rude, or if you've got sloppy packaging, you're creating a bad brand for yourself. All of that is going to, it's gonna make a difference in your branding. I feel like all of that, like even if you don't mean to be rude, you're just not quite as like peppy as Peppy McPepperson is. It's kind of like giving your business resting bitch face. And as endearing as that can be sometimes, I just don't feel like it's the most ideal situation. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius. My brand is basically awkward and inappropriate, but it seems to be working. I seem to be doing better than that with that than I feel like I would with the old resting bitch face of branding. So make sure that when you're even if it's the tiniest thing, somebody calls you to ask a question and you don't call them back for a week, bad branding. If you I don't know, take forever to send their order, you are creating a negative brand for yourself. So even with the tiniest of things, make sure that you're doing it in a way that represents you and your brand in a way that you want it to be represented. But then there's also things like the name of your business, the colors of your business, the general layout in which you create posts, or all of that stuff, your one-liners, you know, the Pearl Girls, they're, you know, hey girl, hey, like you hear that and you know it's them. Oh my glassy glass, you know it's Lisa Tippin Morris. All of those things, little things like that, are going to create your brand and help you. So always be super mindful on how you're representing yourself and your brand. And I know that it's kind of one of those things, you don't necessarily always just jump in really quick. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And, you know, as most of you guys know, I've kind of undergone a makeover with my brand. For the last year, I've been Smooch. It's what I've always been. And it kind of got to the point where I was evolving past that. And I mean, as much as I wish I would have, you know, known my true calling as Farm Fancy in the beginning, I feel like it's kind of like, you know how people tell you when you buy a house and you want to remodel it that you should live in it for a year before you make any big decisions? I kind of feel like that's how I was with my brand. I just kind of chose something, it worked, I sat in it for about a year, and then I figured out how I wanted to evolve it into a long-term situation. Now, you don't want to be changing your business name every year. Once you I think you kind of get one do-over and then you got to stick with it. But when you do, if you do decide to kind of change and evolve with your brand, then be super intentional and aware that it's kind of a one-shot deal. So don't rush into anything. And you know, if I feel like a lot of us, when we created our business, you know, it was like 30 seconds and we had a business name. I don't think it took me any time at all to come up with Smooch, and that's okay. It's okay to not know exactly what you want your brand to be at the beginning. But like I said, I don't think I would change the way that anything has worked out for my brand, but there are certain things I wish I had thought of or known about from the beginning, and that is just basically the concept of branding, what I just explained to you guys, how important it is, how the littlest things, the littlest of gestures or comments or my packaging or the way I ship something, the way I invoice, the way I respond to my customers is all going to affect my brand. So be on the lookout for some more videos. I've got several branding tips I'm going to share with you guys, and I hope this was helpful. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!